on the racetrack as we get ready to roll out our fourth and final hot lap session of the night as Brennan Willard out of Lebanon, Missouri in the Ice Cream Factory Willard Quarry sponsored entry onto the racetrack. He'll lead the way over Jonathan Houston, Columbus Junction, Iowa, MB Custom Pro Powered entry, another driver vying for Rookie of the Year in car number 42. You see the B5, that's going to be Brandon Shepard. Brandon Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, and out of Valvoline sponsored entry. Back with us for the third consecutive MLRA start of the season in his Longhorn Cornet powered True Timber Shepard Salvage sponsored machine. Also out on the racetrack, you're going to see the 78 car of Steve Stoltz down here on the front straightaway out of Peoria, Arizona. Late entry tonight, that's going to be the 17 car of Tim Simpson. Simpson out of West Branch, Iowa, in an MB Customs chassis. Also Dustin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota, the Jimmy Mars prepared car number 28. As we get things underway here in our fourth and final MLRA hot lap session of the night. Caution still out on the speedway. You see the 77 car going by the front stretch out of Rochester, Minnesota. That's going to be Jordan Yagi. Jordan Yagi, only about 5 or 6 starts 1 year ago. Good to see him back out here running with us this weekend at the Davenport Speedway, the Arnie Arana Motorsports car number 77. Mason Oberkramer, Brosley, Missouri, car number 93. Making his way off the racetrack over there with Tyler Bruning. You see the 50 car of Caden Klatt, 14-year-old driver rolling down into turn number 1. Caden Klatt, another Rookie of the Year contender. A loaded class of drivers, 6 drivers vying for MLRA Sunoco Race Fuel Rookie of the Year honors this year. And Caden Klatt, all the way from Medina, Missouri, going to try his luck here tonight for the first time at the Davenport Speedway. Checker flag will wave. That'll put a wrap on your Lucas Oil MLRA Hot Laps. A couple of other cars out on the racetrack. The 48 machine of Tim Lance out of Brimfield, Illinois, the teammate to Billy Moyer. Also, you see Trevor Gundaker in car number 14G, driver of the Millard Family Chapels entry. Another driver vying for that Rookie of the Year. As we get things set for the My Race Pass time trial qualifying coming up here momentarily. We will turn things back over up here, and we want to thank everybody at home for watching on Flow, and hope you're out here at the Davenport Speedway and having a great evening with us. What a beautiful night here at the Davenport Speedway.
Billy, it's a great night. We got the number 33, a regular up there at West Liberty, Iowa Raceway. Number 33, that's going to be Nick Maroff rolling off first. Right behind him, we're going to have the number 13 ride, and he's also a regular on Friday nights here at Davenport Speedway. That's going to be Colton Leal from Dubuque, Iowa. Then we got the number 88 rolling in behind him, Sioux Falls, South Dakota. That's going to be Evan Miller. Right behind him, we'll see the number 42 ride, 42 Animos, Iowa. That's going to be Fast Freddie Remley. Then we'll have behind him the number 70. That'll be Sean Mulvaney from Moline, Illinois. Then we got the number 15, the 15R tonight. Tonight driven by Brian Harris of Davenport, Iowa. Right behind him, we'll see the number 23T. That'll be Todd Van Tassel. Then we got the number 5 trail in the field, that white number 5. That'll be Jeff Clausen from Erie, Illinois. IMCA late models. Looks like we got 19 of them tonight. will run 2 heat races, 9 in the first heat, and 9 in the second heat. That's 18 cars in the IMCA late model. A lot of bite in the racetrack right now. Ricky Kai knows how to prepare a racetrack, as does Dr. Al, and we have got a track that's smooth as glass with a lot of bite in it tonight here. Certainly glad each and every one of you are watching out there on FloRacing, and we're happy to have you here at Davenport, Iowa. Had a couple of rainouts early in the season, but it looks like right now things coming along very well. And some of the upgrades here at Davenport Speedway, you'll notice down here at the east end of the racetrack, brand new concession stand being put in down there. So the bottom level will be a concession stand, but on top of that, they're going to have luxury suites. You'll be able to buy a suite. You know, as I understand, a lot of them have already been sold, and watch the races from high atop the concession stand. Up next, we're going to have the number 65, sponsored by Relt Concrete Construction. That's going to be Chuck Hanna. New colors for him this season. Yeah, we got the number 2C from Altoona, Iowa. That's going to be Trevor Casey behind the wheel of that ride. Then we'll have the number 8. Comes to us Freeport, Illinois, Jaden Fryer. And we got the number 12 car rolling out on the speedway. That'll be Ron Klein from Sherrill, Iowa. Number 35 car, that'll be Chance Houston driving that pink one. Right behind him, the number 101 moving up to IMCA late model this season, Milan, Illinois, Nick Prohl. Then we got the number 57. That's going to be Brandon Luce from Davenport, Iowa, and that'll round out our IMCA late models. Getting ready to go to green flag hot laps here very shortly. Flagman looking them over. And here's a green flag. Time to drop the hammer on this final hot lap session for the IMCA late models. Well, that'll wrap it up for our hot lap sessions here at Davenport Speedway. We'll get things underway very shortly. Pulling on the racetrack down there, the Bob Erickson Chevrolet Pace truck for here at Davenport. Hey, if you're looking for a new or used vehicle, head out to Milan, Illinois, and check out the fine folks at Bob Erickson Chevrolet. Tonight we're here at Davenport, Iowa, the great state of Iowa. Lucas Oil MLRA 5,000 to win. Also, IMCA late models. We've got 45 of those Lucas Oil MLRA cars on hand tonight. Also racing, we got IMCA late models and IMCA Sport Mans. Going to be a great show. Peterson Plumbing and Heating, longtime sponsor of the IMCA late models. New sponsor, Matson Trucking, sponsoring the Sport Mods tonight. Billy, we are about to get things underway. All right, it's at this time, fans, we'd like to ask that you all rise as we honor America with the showing of our flag and the playing of our national anthem. First up, we're going to say a driver's prayer. Lord, we'd like to ask for your blessing on the races we're about to begin and on the drivers who are about to challenge each other on the speedway tonight. Ride with them and guide their hands and their hearts Bring them, Lord, each and every one, safely to the checkered flag as you guide us all in our journey toward life's checkered flag. And, Lord, we had an F1 and an F2 tornado roll through town a week ago. Wrap your loving arms of compassion around the people that are still fighting through, trying to get their homes and their businesses back up and running. You are the Prince of Peace. Bring peace and comfort into their hearts. In Jesus Christ's name we pray. Amen.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets bright burn, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
How about it, race fans in Iowa? You ready to see some great racing action here at Davenport Speedway? I know you can do better than that. We're going to try that one more time. They're live across America on Flow TV. Let them know how we do it in Iowa. Are you ready for some great racing action? All right, Billy, it sounds like they're ready to go.
I tell you what, you got one of the more excited crowds that I've heard in a long time. Are you guys seriously excited for some Lucas Oil MLRA? Whew. Now's not a good time to tell them I'm a Husker fan, is it?
Oh, boy.
Oh boy. Oh, boy. Definitely excited to get the My Race Pass qualifying session out onto the racetrack tonight. Follow along all season long with My Race Pass, myracepass.com for timing and scoring, lineups and more for the Lucas Oil MLRA Series and your favorite racetrack, including right here at the Davenport Speedway.
Now, Billy, if you're going to talk about anything, you can talk about those Iowa Hawkeye women's team runner-up finish, Final Four. Man, they put on a show this year, and Iowa's Caitlin Clark, man, she's just fun to watch.
Phenomenal. Maybe a women's basketball fan. And a phenomenal game, phenomenal run by the Iowa Hawkeye women, no doubt about it. Made it a lot of fun to watch for a lot of people. Definitely great to have that right here in our backyard. Proud of them.
Now our Iowa Hawkeye center, she's got drafted in the WNBA. She's going to be with the LA Sparks, so you'll be able to watch her on TV live and in person if you can make your way out to LA. And Magic Johnson made it a point to welcome her to LA. Going to be a big change for her going all the way out to LA versus the great state of Iowa.
All right, looks like first car out of the staging chute, about ready to roll out on the speedway. It's going to be Joel Callahan, first of 46 drivers to take time tonight. Group AB qualifying, the driver out of Dubuque, Iowa, in the Wagner-powered Capital chassis. Grand Haven Retirement Center, Callahan Painting, Riverbend Retirement Center, Nelson Tire Recycling entry. He'll be followed on the speedway by car number 18B of Shannon Babb out of Mowequa, Illinois. Babb at a Longhorn, Vic Hill Powered, Petroff Towing, Donnelly Trucking, Dynagrow, JJI Piping and Fab, Kubler Ultra Oil, and Gary Landscaping sponsored entry. Four-time Lucas Oil MLRA winning Shannon Babb, his last MLRA win, come back in 2018 at the Randolph County Raceway, formerly Randolph County Raceway, now the Moberly Motorsports Park in Randolph County, Missouri, where the MLRA will make Another appearance for the 3rd annual Wiener Nationals coming up on Labor Day weekend. $10,000 to win a main event. Looking forward to getting back down there and having yet again another great race at the Moberly Motorsports Park. A lot of great sponsors helping bring you tonight's racing action along with My Race Pass, including Performance Bodies. We'll award the Performance Body Performer of the Race later on tonight, as well as the Outerwears Crew Chief of the Race. MD3, good to have them on board this season, our new sponsor for the MD3 Hard Charger of the Night Award. Along with Swift Springs. Swift Springs providing the Swift Springs Move of the Race. We will be giving that out a little bit later on tonight to the driver that's deemed to have the best move of the night, courtesy of our friends at Swift Springs.
Billy, I was down in the pits doing a walkthrough, and I'm going to mention the name to you, and you tell me if this means anything to you. Pat Militech, down in the pits, he's a race fan.
You got me.
All right, brother,
Help
I'm
me.
going to tell you something. If we get in a fight, we got that guy on our side, we win.
That's good news.
All right.
That's good news.
Pat out of Bettendorf,
You're going to have
Iowa.
to point him out to me so I know who's on my team.
He's real big. Real big. How about it, race fans? We got anybody out there that knows of Pat Militech? Come on. All right, we got some fans up there that know about Pat.
Also, remind you race fans, make sure you swing down and see Kaylee tonight at the Lucas Oil MLRA souvenir trailer. Brand new swag on sale tonight for the first time. Got the coveted 35th anniversary T-shirt. All the 35 years worth of Lucas Oil MLRA Series champions leading up to this season featured on that T-shirt design. They are destined to sell out. So if you're sitting at home, like our friends at Terry Phillips Racing watching tonight on Flow, make sure you get yourself one of those from a former series champion, all-time winningest driver, along with crew chief Tony Rogers. See, I got that plug in. I think they owe me some Andy's frozen custard. I think that was part of the deal.
Hey, that's okay.
Cars staged over here in turn number 3 and 4. You see the red Lucas Oil flags down here over here off the exit of turn number 3 and 4. That'll be the new starting zone for tonight's heat race and A-feature action. So you want to keep an eye on that Lucas Oil starting zone as Joe Callahan rolls out onto the racetrack to begin our qualifying session tonight here at the Davenport Speedway. Callahan joined on the track, as we said, by Shannon Babb. Babb and that Vickio Power Longhorn chassis, weak missile. On the clock this time by is Callahan. He'll begin his 2 laps. 46 drivers set to take time on the speedway now. Callahan off the exit at turn number 4 to 14.787. 14.787 on lap number 1 for Callahan. Shannon Babb. He'll drop below the 14, buried at 13.961. 13.961 for Shannon Babb here on lap number 1. Second lap for Callahan, not as quick. He'll stay on that first lap, 14.787. But how about at lap number 2? Quicker for Shannon Babb. He puts the 18 on top here early on with the 13.852. 13.852 for Shannon Babb. Spencer Dirks out of Davenport, Iowa. 1 year ago, he picked up 2 My Race Pass Fast Time Awards in the big win here at the Davenport Speedway. Driving the Rockstar Energy Drink, Lindquist Ford, Floyd's Waste Services, Diamond Builders, Rolick Concrete Construction Industry join on the speedway by the 32 of Chad Holliday. Holliday out of Muscatine, Iowa. The Longhorn Shepherd Power Industry, Holloman Land and Cattle, Holiday Trucking, Hans Construction, and Dr. Keith Stanley on the side of the 32 machine of Chad Holliday. Spencer Dirks off the exit of 4. His first lap will go up on the board. Spencer Dirks in a position number 2 at a 14.346. 14.346 for Dirks. As Chad Holliday in a position number 3 to 14.97. 14.497 for Holliday. Spencer Dirks lap 2 is quicker to 14.014. Good improvement for both drivers on lap 2. Dirks up to 14.014 in that second spot. And Chad Holliday in car number 32C at a 14.268 will reside in position at number 3. Next driver on the racetrack out of Moline, Illinois. That's the 21D of Darren Burke, making his first ever Lucas Oil MLRA start tonight down the back chute. Joined on the speedway by El Paso, Illinois' Ryan Unzicker in car number 24. Unzicker, the pro-powered MB Custom RJR Transport, El Paso Outdoor Center DM Services, Mosquito Hero, and Gary Miller Classic Auto Entry. First time by for the 21 of Darren Burke, goes up on the board at a 16.326, 16.326 for Burke. Working the top side at turn number 3 and 4. Unzicker up to P3 on the board at a 14.193, 14.193 for Ryan Unzicker. Second lap for Burke is quicker to 16.060. And final lap around for Unzicker is quicker on lap 2, but it is a 14.034, putting Unzicker third on the podium here early in Group A qualifying, brought to you by My Race Pass. Jake Tim out of Winona, Minnesota will bring his Longhorn Vic Hill powered entry out onto the racetrack. Already a USMTS winner earlier on this season, a two-time MLRA top 5 finisher from back in 2021. Driver of the Herco Company's Gorilla Mill, Oak Ridge Fabrication, River City Manufacturing and Machine, and Horman HVAC sponsored entry. Joined on the speedway by the 15 machine of Justin Duty. Justin Duty, the pro-powered XR1 rocket. Don Frank, Florence First Class Septic. Jared Mardell, Williams, and Jeff Stewart Trucking Strange Oval sponsored entry out of Molina, Oregon. Jake Tim, first time by, second on the board at a 13.894 for Jake Tim. Justin Duty into position number 6 at a 14.341, 14.341 for Justin Duty. Second time, not as quick for Jake Tim. He will stay in that second spot. A good qualifying run nonetheless for the driver of car number 49. Jake Tim in the second spot, 13.894 as Justin Duty jumps to a 14.341. That coming on lap number 1 puts him 6th on the board of our first 8 qualifiers on the racetrack. The deuce nickel, it's going to be Chad Simpson, your 3-time and defending Lucas Oil MLRA Series champion. Takes his Longhorn Pro-Powered Ideal Ready Mix, Randy Davidson Trucking, Birch Trucking, 5-Star Shop Services, Subway Grasshopper, All-Star Turf, Mueller Farms and Weirs Machine entry onto the racetrack. Joined this time by the 99. We said a different look tonight for Andy Eckrich out of Oxford, Iowa. Andrew Eckrich in the Curlis Motorsports, CNW Logistics Worldwide, CNW Trucking and Bader Construction, Ryan Powered Longhorn Chassis. Chad Simpson, 4th quickest on lap number 1 at car number 25 at a 14.028. Andy Eckrich into the 8th spot at a 14.488. Chad Simpson will jump a spot in his final lap. Simpson up to 3rd on the board and a 13.953 for Chad Simpson, 3rd driver under that 14-second barrier as he makes his way off the racetrack. Andy Eckrich in that 99 machine tonight at a 14.270 into the 7th position. Andy Eckrich out of Oxford, Iowa, normally behind the wheel of his Precision Performance number 56. A little bit different look, a little bit different team tonight as we see him out here in car number 99. Tommy Shepard Jr., the driver out of New Berlin, Illinois, in the T6. The XR1 Rocket Clements powered machine about to roll out onto the speedway as he sits over in the staging chute off the exit at turn number 4. As we said, he already picked up 1 win earlier this season down at the I-55 Speedway in Peevely, Missouri. 8-time winner 1 year ago for the driver now behind the wheel, the Bob Gardner Racing VP Race Fuels Graybar RLM Enterprises and Kirby Risk Electrical Supply sponsored machine. Just about halfway through your Group A qualifying. Going to line things up tonight with 4 heat races. Pair of B features all to set the field in that 24-car starting field. $5,000 to win here at the Davenport Speedway. We do it all over again tomorrow night at the 34 Raceway in West Burlington, Iowa, where it'll be the 15th annual Slocum 50. That's right, moving it up one night. Going to run that event tomorrow night with $10,555 on the line as Shepard joined on the speedway by team owner out of Washington, Illinois, Bob Gardner. Gardner, the Pink Panther, in a Rocket XR1 chassis. Drive the Overland Electric All-Star Performance, Graybar, Glenn's Auto Body, Dynamic Drive Lines. and Kaiser Manufacturing, sponsor number 4. First lap going up on the board. Tommy Shepard Jr. to 14.664, goes 9th quickest. Gardner will take that 9th spot away in the 4 machine to the 14.348 on lap number 1. Second time by for Tommy Shepard Jr. A little bit quicker, but he will stay in position number 10 at a 14.418 as Gardner will jump to the 8th spot with a good lap number 2 at a 14.331 for Bob Gardner, 8th quick with teammate Tommy Shepard Jr. into position number 10. Jeff Herzog, the next driver out on the racetrack. The driver of the Capital Chassis Mullins horsepower underneath the hood of that Herculean Missouri entry. Driver of the McCain's Towing and Autobody, Bloomsdale Bank, Fixture Contracting, P&A Drywall Supply, Dan Alton Trucking, National Electrical, and Livewire Express. Joined by the 32 machine out of Oxford, Iowa, 15-time Lucas Oil MLRA winner. In the Longhorn Andy Durham powered entry, it is Chris Simpson. Hoker Trucking, Superior Cleaning Services, Hot and Rod Septic, Randy Davidson Trucking, CJ Trucking, 5-star Shop Service, and Capital Spines, sponsor 32 of Simpson. Off the exit, turn number 4, lap number 1. Going up on the board for Herzog at a 14.937. Chris Simpson will go 6th quick in car number 32 at a 14.149. Second lap is better for Herzog, puts him 12th quickest at a 14.710. 14.710 for Herzog. Simpson will stay in the 6th spot, although he is faster on lap number 2 at a 14.063 second effort, right in front of Chad Holliday and Andy Eckrich. Dustin Hodges out of Centralia, Missouri, one of your Sunoco Race Fuel Rookie of the Year contenders, now out onto the racetrack in the Kimberly Enterprises, Foundation Recovery Systems, Melway Fast Trap, St. Louis KC Carpenters Union, and Iron Gate Real Estate, sponsored XR1 Cornet Powered Machine. He will be joined by the 33 out of Quincy, Illinois, Ricky Frankel. Ricky Frankel, the Sumi Tire, Parish Trucking, Spears Shock, Impact Painting, Danny Woodworth, Attorney at Law, and Impact Fencing. XR1 Rocket Chassis. Just a handful of drivers remain here in Group A qualifying. As Hodges will go into the 12th position in car number 22H at a 14.557. Ricky Frankel, 15th quick on lap number 1 at a 14.790. As Hodges quicker on lap 2, but he stays in the 12th spot at a 14.557. As Ricky Frankel, a good improvement right there, into position number 12 in car number 33F. Frankel in at a 14.420 will go 12th quick as Hodges into position number 13 right behind him. Tony Jackson Jr., prime time, going to bring his Capital Chassis out onto the racetrack, a 4-time MLRA winner from 1 year ago. Driving the Superior Power Custom Homes, Penske Shocks, Willard Quarry, Stop Deck Brakes, Midwest Sheet Metal, Merrill Mounting and 5-star Race Car Bodies entry. Joined on the speedway by the High-Side Hustler Jason Fenger out of Bloomington, Illinois, and Longhorn Clements powered Titan Floyd's Waste Systems, Hoker Trucking, DCS, Russer Battery, and Remark Enterprises. Jackson going to make his way off the exit at turn number 4. Complete lap number 1, his qualifying effort. Jackson goes 13th quick on the board at a 14.432. Big jump right there by Jason Feger to the 8th position of car 25 at a 14.270. Good jump for Jackson as well. His second lap will be 10th quickest at a 14.316. As Jason Feger even higher on lap number 2, puts himself into the 7th spot on the board at a 14.255, 14.255 for Feger. Jackson into the 10th spot at a 14.316. Jeff Tharp out of Sherrill, Iowa. Driver of the Black Diamond Hallibuilt chassis brings his Seabrook Auto Care, Dottie's Cafe, Calco Gutters, and Tri-State Cremation Center. Entry out onto the racetrack. He will be joined by Earlham, Iowa's Daniel Hilzebeck in car number 22. Hilsebeck, the Manning Chiropractic, RRP Race Graphics, 22 Enterprises, Big Deal Car Care, Adams Snow Removal, and Finish Line Body and Paint. Hilsebeck Farms also on the side of that Capital chassis with Mullins horsepower underneath the hood. First lap by for Tharp at a 14.332, goes 13th quickest on the racetrack. Hilsebeck had a great run in the 7th position of 14.218. Second time for Tharp, not as quick. He'll stay in the 13th spot. Hilsebeck also quickest on his lap number 1, but nonetheless, a good qualifying effort for Daniel Hilsebeck. Checks into the 7th spot in car 22 with a 14.218. Everybody at this point still chasing down Shannon Babb's quick time of the night at a 13.852 for the driver out of Moweaqua, Illinois, in car number 18. Last couple of drivers here in Group A. It's going to be the 15V of Colby Vandenberg out of Ashland, Illinois. He'll take the Illini Propane, Stuff and Storage, Vandenberg Concrete and Excavating, Lamino Sign Company, and Schaefer's Racing Oil. Horsepower and extra one rocket on the clock. He is joined on the speedway by Rich Bell in car number 21 of Pierce Chassis, Pro Power, Bell Transmissions, 9L, Fast Lane Wraps, Galva Iron and Metal, and Reed's Bar and Grill, Cafe 129, sponsor machine. Vandenberg in the 11th spot on lap number 1 at 14.298. As Rich Bell in position number 16 of 14.404 on lap number 1. Second lap for Vandenberg into that 11th spot. His first lap will be the quickest of his 2. That's a big jump right there for Rich Bell. Puts him in the 8th spot on that second and final lap. Good run for Rich Bell in car 21 at a 14.254. 14.254 for Rich Bell as that'll put a wrap on Group A qualifying here. Your My Race Pass qualifying session. Your top dog in the house right now. That's the 18 machine out of Moweaqua, Illinois. The second car out on the racetrack, Shannon Babb. He'll be rolling off from the pole position of his respective heat race a little bit later on tonight. Shannon Babb, your quickest qualifier. Jake Tim in car number 49 out of Winona, Minnesota. Also under that 14-second bracket in the second spot. Chad Simpson out of Mount Vernon, Iowa. Car number 25, third quickest. Spencer Dirks and Ryan Unzicker rounding out your top 5 qualifiers. Also, Chris Simpson in the 6th spot. Daniel Hilsebeck will check in 7th. 8th to Rich Bell, 9th to Jason Fager. And Chad Holliday rounding out your top 10 qualifiers in Group A qualifying as these last few drivers will make their way across the group check and the scales in the infield, and then they will start to make their way back to the pit area as we get ready to bring you Group B qualifying just halfway through this 46-car field of qualifying here at the Davenport Speedway on an absolutely beautiful, beautiful April night. As we said, coming up tomorrow night, a little change in plans, as we'll move tomorrow night's event at the 34 Raceway in West Burlington, Iowa, will be the Slocum 50, typically held on Saturday night with some potential for some rain on Saturday. Don't want to take any chances, so that $10,555 to win A-main event moves from Saturday to Friday night. All systems still a go for Saturday night's plans at the 34 Raceway. That'll turn into the $5,000 to win prelude to the Slocum. So 2 big nights left on the weekend for the Lucas Oil MLRA Series over here in the eastern side of the Hawkeye State.
Racetrack here, Billy's been around 100 years. Originally built as a 1-mile track here at Davenport. Hey, when you look at the tree line that surrounds the racetrack, that is where the 1-mile track was at back in the day. You know, it got to a point where we ended up going to half-mile, finally built the quarter-mile, and here we are today. Great racing on both tracks. Tonight we're on a quarter-mile.
Always great racing when you come here to the Davenport Speedway as we see Dusty Leonard drive out of Marysville, Kansas, taken to the racetrack at his United Bank address, Price Leonard Farm Bureau, Camp Insurance, Northwest Auto Repair, Tailor-Made Performance, and It's a Sweet Treat Bakery. Sponsored entry on the clock, joined by the 07 of Matt Ryan of Davenport, Iowa. Ryan in a Longhorn Chassis, Sampson Fins Company, the Outhouse Carpentry Concepts, American Family Insurance, Barrel House, and all around town outdoor services. Lining the sides of that bright yellow 07 of Matt Ryan. Pair of sevens out on the racetrack. Dusty Leonard will take it to 14.909. Matt Ryan at a 14.135. A pretty good lap right there for Matt Ryan in the 07 on his first lap on the speedway. Matt Ryan will settle for his first lap, but still a good time at a 14.135 as he'll be our early leader in the clubhouse. Dusty Leonard, second quick at a 14.889, a little bit quicker there on lap number 2 for the driver of the 7D. Todd Cooney out of Des Moines, Iowa. Going to bring his Longhorn Clements powered entry onto the speedway. The driver of the May Properties, Charles Chevrolet Pre-Owned, Burke Plain Plumbing, Allen Seamless Gutters, Dynamic Drive Lights, and Performance Bonnie's entry. Joined by the driver out of Searcy, Arkansas, and an MB Customs Montco Racing Engine powered machine of Tyler Stevens in car number 2. Stevens driving the James A. Rogers Excavating, WNW Timber, Unico Bank, Keith Hammett Trucking and Construction, Triple B Outdoors, D&D Weld Service, and Swiss Springs. Integra Shock sponsored entry, the Rocket Man on the clock. As we see Todd Cooney go second quick at a 14.662 on lap number 1. Tyler Stevens right behind him in the third spot, a 14.673 for Stevens on lap number 1. Second lap for Todd Cooney is quicker to 14.538. And Tyler Stevens also quicker on lap number 2 at a 14.657. They will stay second and third respectively as Ryan, Cooney, and Stevens, your top 3 here early in Group B qualifying, brought to you by My Race Pass. Tyler Bruning out of Decorah, Iowa will bring out the Olson Explosives, Bennett Explosives and Truck Country. Bruning Rock Products, Browns, Heavy Equipment, Clements Powered Capital Chassis, joined by 19-year-old rookie driver. That's going to be the Longhorn Scott Bailey powered entry of Dylan McCowan out of Urbana, Missouri. McCowan, the Empire Energy, DLC Transportation, Pomeroy Services, McCowan Farms Heritage Tractor, AD and Nancy McCowan, and BLC Transportation Machine. Tyler Bruning will go second quick here on lap number 1 at a 14.320, 14.320 for Bruning. Dylan McCowan at a 15.065, 15.065 for McCowan. And second lap behind for Bruning is quicker, but he will not jump to the top. Oh, so close at a 14.146. Bruning in that second spot, 14.146 to Matt Ryan's 14.135. As Dylan McCowan into the 6th position with a 14.951. Garrett Alberson will bring out the Roberts Motorsports Romer Machine, car number 58. Driver originally from Las Cruces, New Mexico. And that Clements Power Black Diamond, Roberts Motorsports, Nutrient Ag Solutions, Mesilla Valley Transport. Romer Machine and Welding, Done Right TV and Security Solutions, and Village Sports Shop. On the side, joined by the Reaper, the 19 out of Marshalltown, Iowa, Ryan Gustin. Gustin, the TriStar engine and transmissions, Molly Fast Shafts, Bell Hamilton Ford, Swiss Springs Performance Bodies, Clements Powered XR1 Rocket. Garrett Alberson, 7th quick on lap number 1, 15.064. But Ryan gets the new fast time in Group B qualifying at a 13.952. Gustin knocking on the door of Shannon Babb's overall fast time. Alberson, 4th quick, 14.293. Gustin faster on lap number 2 at a 13.906. The Reaper taking the 19R to the top of Group B qualifying. Not quite enough to overtake Shannon Babb, but still good enough to be sitting here on top of Group B qualifying for the driver out of Marshalltown, Iowa in the 19R. Matt Furman out of Iowa City, Iowa. Next driver out on the racetrack, he's going to pull the Furman Builders, Scar Engineering, Dr. Keith Stanley, and Dr. Ralph Stevens, Pro-Powered MB Customs on the speedway. He'll be joined by the driver out of Wheatland, Iowa. It's going to be Justin Kai, car number 15. Kai and the Hofer Trucking, Kai Farms, Peterson Insurance, Pit Crew Barbecue, Whipple's Heimers, A&E Farm Services, and Wheatland Auto Body, Hallibuilt Powered MB Custom. First lap this time off the exited turn number 4 for Matt Furman. Matt Furman will jump up on the board in the 5th position at a 14.413 for the driver out of Iowa City. Justin Kai will take that 5th spot away as he now goes to the 5th spot at a 14.395. Second lap behind for Matt Furman. Not as quick. He will stay in position number 6 as Justin Kaya across the line. Also, he'll fall back on his lap number 1 time. So Justin Kaya at a 14.395 into the 5th spot, and Matt Furman in position number 6. The veteran driver out of Batesville, Arkansas, Billy Moyer, going to bring the DCS Mesilla Valley Transport, Carl Chevrolet, Jack's Carquest Auto Parts, Floyd's Waste Systems, Outpace Race Products, and Weir's Machine, sponsored Longhorn Chassis out on the racetrack. He'll be joined by the Capital Chassis of Mason Oberkramer. Mason Oberkramer out of Brosley, Missouri. The Scott Bailey powered Oberkramer Trucking Premier Flat Work. Got Foam, FTS Incorporated, SEMO Repair, Challenger Construction and Barrel Bonding. 2-time feature winner with the MLRA Series, Mason Oberkramer. Moyer to second on the board in car number 21 at a 14.095. As Oberkramer will swing wide off the exit of 4. He goes 10th quick on lap number 1 at a 14.664. Second time for Moyer, not quite enough. He'll fall back on lap number 1. Second quick for Billy Moyer. As Oberkramer will jump up a pair of positions on his final lap into the 8th spot in car number 93 at a 14.413, identical lap time to Matt Furman as they are knotted up neck and neck. They're in the 7th and 8th spots on the board, but Billy Moyer oh so close as he right now sits in position number 2. Brennan Willard will bring his Capital Chassis out on the racetrack. The driver out of Lebanon, Missouri. The Willard Asphalt Paving, Hudson Feed and Grain, Purina, Lucas Oil Ice Cream Factory, J2 Race Cars behind the wheel and PEM Racing Gears. Machine onto the racetrack, joined by the 48, making his first MLRA start out of Brimfield, Illinois. It's going to be Tim Lance. Tim Lance, the pro-powered Longhorn Outpace Race Products, Weir's Machine, Sunoco Race Fuel, Floyd's Waste Systems, and Carl Chevrolet Machine. Willard, 13th quick on lap number 1 at a 15.304. First lap behind for Tim Lance. He'll put 48 Machine into the 10th spot at a 14.569. Willard will jump up 1 spot there on his final qualifying lap into the 13th position at a 14.916. Tim Lance stays in the 10th spot in car number 48 on his first lap effort of a 14.569. Again, everybody still chasing Ryan Gustin's 13.906 as we bring out some heat, and that's the heat of Brandon Shepard, the Valvoline sponsored V5. Shepard out of New Berlin, Illinois, the Longhorn Shepard Riggs Racing sponsored machine. Wild Gear, Shepard Salvage, Stussy Construction, Allgaier Performance, Paulson Rock Products. Wild Gear and Valvoline alongside the True Timber sponsored entry operate. Also out on the racetrack, the 42 is going to be Jonathan Houston out of Columbus Junction, Iowa, the MB Custom Pro Power and Houston Brother Trucking, CH Customs, Bexheimers, AJW Properties, Suspension Machine. As we watch the first lap for Brandon Shepard, 5th quick on the racetrack at a 14.177 for B-Ship. Jonathan Houston into position number 13, 14.745, second lap behind for Shepard, almost gets the top. He goes 2nd quick into B5. 2nd quick for Brandon Shepard at a 14.051. Jonathan Houston will jump his way up into the 12th spot on his final lap at a 14.614 in car number 42 as Brandon Shepard puts it up on that 2nd spot on the podium here about halfway through this qualifying session. His lap time of a 14.051, only 2nd to Ryan Gustin's 13.906. Jordan Yagi out of Rochester, Minnesota will bring his X1 rocket entry out onto the racetrack. In the Arnie Rana Motorsports, Yagi Transport, North American Trailer, Joe Provo Racewear entry, joined by Trevor Gundaker in the Black Diamond Pro Power Machine out of St. Charles, Missouri. Driving the Millard Family Chapels, BC Graphics, Woody Vogler Trucking, Kaiser Manufacturing, Ted Brown's Quality Paint Body, Pinsky Shock JNC Properties, and Lucas Oil Products sponsor machine. First lap on for Jordan Yagi. He'll go 18th quick at a 15.133. Gundaker in the 14th spot with a 14.783. Second lap for Yagi is quicker, 15th quick at a 14.813. As also improvement on lap number 2 for Gundaker as he will take the 14G into the 14th position. Quicker on lap 2 with a 14.679 second lap time. Justin Sorensen out of Rochester, Minnesota. He'll bring the Jimmy Mars car number 28 out onto the racetrack to meet disposal. Deppy Enterprises, ARMI Contractors, Keys Chevytown, USA. Heavy Hitch, Pro-Powered MB Custom on the Speedway, along with the Longhorn Pro-Powered entry of Steve Stoltz out of Peoria, Arizona. Stoltz, the Alpine Star Dirt Pro Incorporated, JMH Trucking, and Don Hogan Trucking sponsor. Sorensen, defending USMTS Modified Champion, off the exit of turn number 4, underneath the green flag. First lap, 10th quick on the board at a 14.468 for Sorensen. Steve Stoltz, position number 20 on lap number 1 at a 15.479. As we await lap number 2 for Sorensen, a little bit quicker, 10th quick on the board at a 14.443. As final lap time for Steve Stoltz will stay in that 20th spot, quicker on lap 2 at a 14.993. 14.993 for Stoltz. As in the 10th spot is Sorensen at car number 28. Caden Klatt, car number 50 out of Edina, Missouri, will bring his Millard Family Chapels, Pappage Construction, Toast Construction, BC Signs, Lucas Oil, Rodman Construction Machine onto the racetrack, and he's around down in turn number 3 and 4, saves it, keeps his green on the speedway. Joined by Keokuk, Iowa's Brandon Queen. Brandon Queen out of Keokuk, Iowa, car number 12, the St. Louis Gear Company. Straight line concrete cutting and drilling, and QCI Nitrogen, Longhorn chassis. Off the exit of turn number 4, lap number 1 for Caden Klatt, 16.256. Looking for improvement, digging deep here on lap number 2, the 14-year-old youngster. Just one more driver yet to take time in the staging chute here in My Race Pass qualifying. Caden Klatt quicker on lap 2, 22nd quickest at a 15.966. 15.966 for the 50 of Klatt, as Brandon Queen one spot better into the 12th spot at a 15.594. Final qualifier of the night is the driver out of West Branch, Iowa. That's going to be Tim Simpson. Simpson, the driver of the Rupp Automotive, Maxwell Auto, Furman Builders, Northland Oil, and CMD Racing Shocks sponsor machine. Final driver with a shot to take down Shannon Babb's 13.852 second lap time. Ryan Gustin holding on to the top spot here in Group B qualifying. Lap number 1 for Simpson, 21st quickest on the board, 15.345. Final lap of the night, MyRacePass.com qualifying from the Davenport Speedway. Second lap for Simpson is a little bit quicker, stays in that 21st spot at a 15.341, which means your top time here in Group B qualifying belongs to the Reaper out of Marshalltown, Iowa. Ryan Gustin with a 13.906 second lap time. He'll be starting at the point in his respective heat race coming up here a little bit later on tonight. But tonight's overall My Race Pass fast time of the night, put your hands